What are you doing?
I'm just looking at the world and writing a new piano piece.
Oh yeah? Can I hear it?
Today, the speaking test of the International IELTS Language Testing System taking place on the 27th of March 2021. The candidate is Nguyen and the examiners is Jonathan. Good afternoon. My name is Frank. Would you please tell me your full name?
Hello, madam. My full name is Nguyen and you can call me Nhi for short.
Okay. May I see your identification, please?
Here you are.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, in the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. Which town or city are you living in?
I have lived in Bentre City since I was born and approximately 17 years now.
So, what do you like about your part of the city?
My hometown is an undeniable place to please because when I was born, I lived there, and when I grow up and when I return to my hometown after school or after work, I feel many memories are very alive. So I think my hometown is the best.
Okay. Are there any things that you don't like about your area?
Of course, there are two things that I hate about my neighborhood. I live near a crowded street, and at night, many adults ride the car and create many unpleasant noises that make me feel awake at night. One thing to consider is that my neighbor rides many dogs, and when a stranger came across, as you know, the dog start barking harshly. So the two things make me feel very uncomfortable when I live in my city.
Okay, so I'd like to move on and ask you some questions about wedding. So how do people usually celebrate wedding in your culture?
In my culture, weddings is the special day for the newlywed to express the happiness to the guests and all the family and relatives. They usually serve the guests with many special cuisines, in particularly the specialties of the hometown, and depends on the financial status and the relationship of the couple. They will invite the guests, and they will decide how long the party will last for.
Okay, and what gifts do people usually buy for the bride and groom?
To my knowledge, I think that whatever gift they bring to the wedding, they all have the good intention. For instance, the elderly usually bring many pictures. They are very huge, and which mean that the couple will have the harmony life until the end of their life. And many adults will bring the red envelope with the lucky money in there to wish the newlywed to have the better life.
Okay, and do people wear special clothes at the wedding?
In the wedding, I think that the white dress is very nice for the bride, and the groom is in his best while they wearing their vest suit. In our traditional, the bride and the groom will keep the the culture in art by wearing the áo dài for their man ceremony, and for the guests who come to the wedding, they will wear many formal clothes, basically the white shirt and trouser for the men and dresses for women.
Okay, and do the bride and groom usually go on a honeymoon after the wedding?
In my opinion, many couple will decided which way they will go, or the time that the honeymoon lasts for depend on the financial status and many private reasons. But I think they will decide to go for a short trip for about 1 or 2 days to enjoy the beautiful views of somewhere else of the bigger track, for example.
Okay, so let's talk about games.
Okay.
Do you often play games with your family and friends?
I don't usually play game with my families or my friends, because I think playing video games is not the best way for me to enjoy the time with them. So I find many other activities attract me the most.
Okay, and do people in your family prefer different games?
Particularly not, because between me and my parents there's a generation gap. So the games that we enjoy playing are very different.
Oh, wonderful. So this is the end of part 1.
We are now moved to part 2. I'm going to give you a topic, and I'm going to talk about it for about 1 or 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, here is your paper and pencil and your topic. Now you have 1 minute to make notes. The time starts now. Okay, now you have 2 minutes to talk about your topic. Don't worry if the time is over. I will stop you after 2 minutes. You may start speaking now.
So I want to talk about a book that I am reading at the moment. Its name is The Psychologist of Criminal. Actually, I don't remember the name of the author, but from the foreword, I know that he is a psychologist and also a criminologist who used to work with the police. Actually, the book is including all of his findings that were conducted from his study about the criminal's mind. It's not only about the serial killers, it's also about the less dangerous ones, like the gangster on the street. And actually, I think the book is very interesting, indeed, because when each page bring to me a lot of knowledge about different things that I don't know. You know, in the past, I was fond of psychology, and I have made a lot of study about this, and I know that the environment usually occupies a large percent of the criminal's individuatory behavior. But this book states a different perspective. It states that it's actually the thinking of the criminals that influence their behavior, and the environment is not usually the thing that we may have to be made to be an it's because of what the criminal has done. Also, this book makes me remember about the time that I used to like psychologists, and it makes me feel very nostalgic. So because this week I had a lot of different things, and there's many places, and I have many things on my place now. So I had to look up the book to the bookstore, sorry. But definitely after this hectic week, I will read a book on again.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is the end of part 2. 2 minutes is over, and I will take the paper back now. Thank you so much. Okay, you did well on the last 2 parts, so now let's move to part 3.
Okay.
And so we have talked too much about books, so we will have a small discussion about this topic now. Okay, so the first question for you is that what kind of books do people in our country like to read? Talking about this type of book that people enjoy reading for adults, I think self-help book will play the first role. As you have known, adults have to face with many difficulties and problems in their life. So self-help books are the best choice for them to read in the spare time. For you don't misunderstand what self-help books are, they are the book that give advice in different areas of your life. Coffee with Tony is a self-help book that I think are very helpful, and throughout my experience, I can see myself in those stories because it's all of his own experience about his life. So it provides me with several and useful tips for my life.
Yeah, I can't deny that second book really helped me a lot. Like, it's not to be down and dumb as much as in the past, but as a teenager, I would prefer comics more. Because the first reason is that it's cheap and affordable. Like, I can read it online for free, or I can buy it in a very low cost from the bookstore. The second reason is that the world in the comics is very imaginative and very fascinating. So it's not only helped me to relax, but also promote my creativity. Like in the past, there are hardly any child who will grow up without reading a page of comics from Fuji, Doraemon, or IMF, Conan. So I think comics really plays an important role in the growing up of a person.
Okay, yes. From these differences in the taste of book, I can see how our reference changed during our development. It changed a lot, doesn't it? At one time, adults seem to read many books about the tales or legends or many facts about the nature world. But when they are getting older, they will change into the books that are more mature, such as novel or the kind of book that I have mentioned before is self-help book, and it somehow reflects our our psychology too. To put it in simple, our development lead to the change in taste of book.
Yeah, but there are actually adults who undergo a lot of change in the taste of book, but they go back to their reviews or reference, such as comics, and consider it as a lot of their life. To my point of to my point of view, it is true as you said that the thinkings of people change. As a result, the contents of the comics they read will be more underrated, it's including violence scenes or romantic scene. I think that others really not, but I think that we can really say that there is a trend that in which people change their taste of book because a person is a unique individual, so we can really assume it's just one.
Okay, it leads me to another wonder. If there really is a difference between the choice of book due to age, is there any dissimilarity due to gender? Like, do men and women have the same taste of book?
It's really hard to say, but I think there's really the distinction between them. Like, because the existence of it, the author can easily set the reader target. And in marketing field, I have known that there's really a research into the reference of the genders, the reference type book of the gender, and as a result, they can use the findings, the department, the sales and marketing department, they can use the findings of that study to look for the most appropriate marketing plan. But this day and age, there aren't anything that's just like pay attention on just one gender. Then I think it will be the potential consumer. But there's apart from the fact that there's still some book that exists just for men and women to read. The marketing will just pay attention equally on both gender.
Okay, yes. From your saying, I can understand the gap between the choice of book due to gender is not kind of big.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I totally agree with you. From my perspective, there still is a gap, but it is the thing that the main thing of they concern when they buy a book. Nowadays, men will refer the book which are about cooking, fashion, and women will read a book whose content is about violence or many things that are thought to be for the man only. So the taste of book now is very different from it in the past.
Yeah, I think one reason for this study is that there's a lot of book in the market now. And what I mean by a lot of book is including the good and not good book. It's really hard for us to distinguish between them. So, and do you have any thought of the quality of a good book?
The first and foremost important quality of books, I think, is the meaning and the content of a book. Whenever I decided to buy a book, I will ask myself whether the book give me the good content and the deep meaning, or whether it's just have the positive attitude on me while I I value my life. So that is the main reason the book worth reading. Vietnamese author has said that if a book has not a nice content, it will not last long in the reader mind, and it will not become a masterpiece.
Yeah, that's right. When I read a book that I consider its content as, not bad, not good, and not healthy for my life, I would immediately close it up. And as a perfectionist, there will be, a disgusting feeling inside my mind, and in order to, going through the feeling, I was thinking about the story a lot. And maybe if I have a chance, I will write a book about an adventurous journey of a girl who is kind-hearted. Like in journey, she will learn a lot knowledge that she doesn't know, that she haven't known yet. She will meet a lot of good people who will become best friends and get improvements. And this adventure will be very meaningful. Like it will fire off the urge to impact on the study on the journey of life of the readers, or it will fire the love and the ultimate feelings for life.
And of course, I still have to say that I have dreamed of writing the best-selling books. But if I have a chance, I will write collections of short stories. I think it's about 100 words for each. But this story is my experience, and even my like the memories that that are very unforgettable. Every day I will bring my notebook and jot down many things that happen around me or other people. And at the end of the day, I will live through it and make it up into my own story. So it express my feelings and my experience about the life. So I think it will be the good bedtime story for my listener.
I think it's gonna be a very interesting idea of the story.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of part 2. Okay, thank you for your attention and your really good answer.